Hello everyone and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 104 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. How are you today? Happy Friday, almost the weekend. Exciting. So I have some quick and simple cards for us today. It's Friday, end of the week. We have this gorgeous designer series paper and it's on sale this month. So today I will be playing with the Bloom Where You're Planted designer series paper pack. Hey Philomena, thanks so much for joining and sharing. Yeah, so the papers in these are gorgeous. So think plants and jungle and all kinds of fun natural stuff. We've got a macrame embossing folder, all this cool stuff. And look at that, my shirt is like the perfect shade of between garden green and evening evergreen. It's almost like a mossy meadow. Aw, love to match my projects. Yeah, so quick and simple today. So I have two cards. I'm gonna flip the camera. We're gonna just get right into it. If you have the Plentiful Plants bundle, or you might wanna add this too, to go along with this designer series paper. This is a great suite. And yeah, so we're gonna be playing with the greens and our pretty Bloom Where You're Planted designer series paper. Pull in some basic white cardstock, some fancy ribbon, an embellishment or two, and a couple of classic layouts. Hey Wendy, welcome. Hey Luann, yes, you did remember. That's awesome. Yeah, I know, a new schedule of retirement and having the hubby home kind of throws the schedule off a little bit. Hey Janelle, how are you today? All right, I am gonna flip here. We'll get right to it. New phone is working good, so no more issues. Okay, so it looks like we should be good here. You can see my July host code. Oh my goodness, it's 23rd of July. We are almost done with this month. But if you would like to place an order and help me out here, playing with the lights, it is 77K92FES. And you can take advantage of the designer series paper sale, 8 of the best-selling favorite packages, all 15% off. So this Bloom Where You're Planted that we'll be using today is just $9.78 for the pack. And I love these. So like I said, classic, clean and classic. So for each of our cards, so basically I took one sheet of Just Jade. Okay, so this is the, it was an 8.5 by 11. I cut it down the middle at 5.5. And then we are going to, I'm playing with my lights a little bit. There we go, brighten things up just a little bit more. Okay, so split it down the middle at 5.5. Now we're gonna take these, and you could score it at 4.25, but we're gonna fold it there at 4.25. Okay, so this is the same for both cards, so don't put your other half a sheet too far away. All right, the other thing we are going to need for both cards is a layer of Evening Evergreen. Look how nice that pairs with the Just Jade. Love that. All right, so this layer is 4 by 5.25. Oh, good. Glad you ladies set your alarms. Yes. And if anybody watches here on watches on YouTube later, that is the great thing about subscribing and hitting that notification bell, because then you will get a little alarm, a notification, each time I post a new video, which is awesome. All right, so for this first card, hey Kim, how are you? For this first card, don't glue that layer down yet. Okay, I was just showing it for size. So the next layer, we're going to pick a pattern. So you've got, I love this one. We're going to do that in the next one. You've got your pots, and you can actually die cut these with the dies that come with the set. We have a whole sheet. I love this one. So I cut this in half, and that's how I got the layer that we're using here. So this is just like dying to love it, chop it. We will do a little bit of fussy cutting maybe, because some of these plants are really cool. All right. And then you've got wood grain on there. You've got fun little jungle prints, all kinds of cool stuff. Yes, thank you. I'm so glad to have a new phone. Works so much better. All right, so our paper layer here is 3 3/4 by 5. And so for these, we will layer those together first. And the back side of this has this neat like sandstone here. Okay. So I just replaced this seal. Sometimes they get a little stubborn. All right, so this goes right on top, a little 1/4 inch border. And then check it out. Did you know we had such gorgeous ribbons in here? We have an evening evergreen. This is called a chevron weave ribbon. It's a really nice feeling ribbon, great to work with. All right, and this is a 3/8 inch. And then, hey Tony, how are you? It's so nice to see you in passing yesterday. All right, and then this is the Just Jade ribbon with that gorgeous gold flecks throughout it. All right, what is this called? Just Jade and Gold. And this one is also 3/8 inches. So we have two beautiful ribbons here. And you guys need to let me know which one you think would work best on our project. So I'm thinking a little ribbon along the top. And then we'll do just a little knotted bow here. Yeah, oh, Kim says she loves that chevron weave. It was one of the first ones she ordered. Awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen too many people using it. It goes along with the In the Wild suite too, and a lot of other project papers and things like that. Love how everything coordinates. That is the beauty of Stampin' Up, isn't it? Huh? Okay, so let me know. Should I go with Just Jade or should we go with the Evening Evergreen? Because I'm going to adhere my ribbon before we stick it onto our card base. All right, so let me show you what the easy peasy part of this is. Absolutely love the double oval punch. You have your scalloped oval, you've got your regular oval. This works perfect for quick and simple projects. And I had here a little scrap of Evening Evergreen cardstock, which has probably slipped underneath my paper somewhere. Oh, there it is. It was sitting right on top of the other layer. See? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do first, I'm waiting for your comments to come in on your ribbon vote here, is I'm going to use this scalloped oval here with my scrap of Evening Evergreen. Perfect. All right. Love using up scraps. And then I have a 1-inch strip of the basic white, and that is the perfect size to just poke in from the side, and we will punch out our classic oval there. All right, so love these. All right, so let me see what our vote consensus is here. So we've got, oh, hey, Marianne, welcome. Okay, so Marianne's Just Jade, Janella's Evergreen. Okay, Wendy says Evergreen, Luann is Just Jade, Philomena is Evergreen, Kim is Evergreen, Tony is Just Jade. All right, so it looks like right now Just Jade, I was counting on my fingers. So we have 4 Evergreen to 3 of the Just Jade. Okay, so we're going to go with Evergreen for this particular project. All right, so we just need, what is that, like maybe a 5-inch strip that we're going to cut just a little bit wider than our card base here. And then we'll put all of our adhesive on the back so that we can tuck our ribbon ends right behind it. Do you guys like making simple cards like this? I just love it. Let the designer series paper be the star of the show. Okay. So we'll put this, let's put it down about 3/4 inch there. Wendy says she loves the double oval punch too. Yes, so many uses for it. Love it. All right, so let's make sure the ribbon is sort of straight. All right, tucked it behind. That's great. We don't want the ribbon, frayed edges sticking out the sides of our beautiful cards. And then I like to put just a little extra adhesive over the top. Make sure they stay put and don't peek out. Don't come undone. All right, so we adhere this right onto our Just Jade card base. That looks beautiful. Take another little strip of this evening evergreen ribbon. About 4 inches or so should give you enough room to maneuver. And we're just going to do just a quick and easy little slip knot there. All right, let's, yeah, that's the nice thing. If you don't pull it too tight to start with, it gives you room to kind of slide it back and forth. But I like it right there in the middle. All right, trim that off. Looks good. Okay, get that ribbon out of the way. Now we've got our double oval. So you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple dimensionals on that right now. That way you, whoops, let's stick it right to my table. See just how it's supposed to go here. So right down here, lower right, we've got this nice space down here with a little bit more white showing in the patterned paper. All right, so that gives us a little room to do our stamping. So if we want to, we have these gorgeous sentiments. I love scripty fonts. You guys know that, in the Plentiful Plants stamp set. How about that? I love you, or you touched my heart. Let's see how much room we have with these. Love photopolymer too, because then that lets you kind of line it right up. So the love you fits perfectly. All right, dear friend is a little bit too long. What's this one? You touched my heart would also fit in there. I think, oh, let's go with you touched my heart. That's a cute one. I was thinking too, another set that works really nice with this. Of course, you could always pull in like your many messages and things like that. Inspired Thoughts has some nice sentiments. Actually, you know what? Looking at this, I do need a sympathy card. My cousin's husband just lost his mother. She had been battling an illness for quite some time. So I think this would be the perfect sympathy card for that. Hate to send those, but you know what? That's when people need cards the most. So this is a brand new set. Just got it. Peel my labels off of here. Okay. And we'll stick that right on there. Okay. So that's all ready to go. So this is the Inspired Thoughts set, and I do like that it has some nice, you know, like sending healing thoughts, thinking of you, congratulations, encouragement, you make a difference, and then sympathy on here. You've got simple hello, all kinds of cool stuff. This does come as a bundle as well, so if you're interested in this one as a bundle, it goes with the Inspiring Canopy dies, which is really nice. Oh, good. Wendy agrees. She says, yes, excellent sympathy card for a man. Yeah, especially as much as I love scripty fonts, sometimes just a nice classic print, that's good to go too. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And you know what? I think let's stamp that in Just Jade. How about we do that? Okay, this Just Jade is a pretty new pad, so it's pretty juicy. And let's see, right? Whoa, I got that absolutely perfect, didn't I? As I say, sometimes if you have trouble with your sentiments, with something like this, it would be easier, or another way to do it would be to stamp it directly onto your cardstock, and then you could also take it in and slip it into your punch. Okay, so that's another way to do that there if you have trouble lining it up on small little shapes like that. Okay, so let me set this stamp, close up the ink pad so I don't stick my arm in it. All right, I think this will be perfect. Okay, and then all we have to do is adhere that right on top. Perfect. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad I had that Inspiring Thoughts stamp set pulled out there. Yes, Kim says she loves that set of sentiments too. All right, so I think we need just a little bit of, I mean, yes, this card will be for a man, although I think it's beautiful enough for a woman. And some men appreciate beautiful cards too. But I think the in color jewels, we've got some there in the evening evergreen color, and maybe we'll just do let's see, you know what, how about we do this, and we'll just do classic, frame it right in, boom, nothing else needed. We'll just stick with the simplicity of it. What do you guys think? Luann says she finally cleaned up her classroom 2 days ago. And she has to make a card for her granddaughter. And now it looks like it's a hurricane blew through there. Yeah. Boy, it doesn't take long, does it? I know how that goes. It does help me doing my videos and trying to keep my crafting actually confined to my little craft room back here. My desk looks like a total tornado blew through it. I mean, it doesn't help. I've got 12 projects going on at once. But the floor is pretty clean. I can walk around. It's a very small room, so there's not a whole lot of room to walk around. Basically, you walk in the door and walk to the desk, and that's pretty much it. But nonetheless, at least I'm not tripping over anything to do that. So that is progress. All right, so that is the first one. So we are going to keep these quick and simple. So we're going to pull in same supplies here for the second one. The other half of that Just Jade cardstock that's 5.5 by 11, or excuse me, 5.5 by 8.5. And we are folding, scoring there at 4 1/4. Okay, so same thing, a layer of Evening Evergreen that is 4 by 5 1/4. So that's what makes these so quick and simple, is that if you pulled out just a couple sheets of cardstock, you could easily make several cards just in one sitting. And then I thought, ooh, I love this jungle print. This is, I think that's my favorite print. Well, I don't know. Well, I pulled out my two favorites. So you guys know I love everything kind of beachy, jungle, tropical. Love that. So again, this is 3 3/4 by 5. So we'll go layer these two together. And that one has a neat cinder block pattern there on the back. So you've got lots of like natural textures along with the plants. Very organic looking designs here. Love that. Okay. So for this one, I thought we would change it up just a little bit. You know what? I don't think I'm going to put any ribbon on this one. As much as I love the Evening Evergreen. Hey, Carmen. I think this is one of the first times you've caught me live. How are you? Yeah, so I think I'm going to keep this one very straightforward. No ribbon, as much as I love it. And I know some of you really wanted to see this Just Jade in gold on a project, but I think I'm going to go in a different direction with this one. So with this one, we're going to just adhere it straight down. Okay. Layer right there. So with this one, it is a little bit directional. You do kind of want to make sure your plants are growing in the proper directions so they're not hanging upside down. All right, so on this, since I have some space here left on my 1-inch strip of basic white, I think this might be a good one. I'm going to trim this down to about, oh, let's go with 3.5 inches. I can always cut it a little bit shorter if I want. All right, so let's do a 3.5 inch strip. This one, we've got a little bit more room. So how about we go with Should we go with To a Dear Friend? On this one, we've got room for a longer sentiment. Let's do that. So we went very clean and classic with that one. All right, here's the To a Dear Friend on this one. So I used the first card, we used Inspired Thoughts for our sentiment. And then this one we are going to the Plentiful Plants, which is part of this whole plant suite here. All right, get my block. All right, so let's go. I'm trying to decide what color ink. Because on this one, you know what, let's go with Evening Evergreen on the ink for this, because that darker shade will match. I'm going to add a plant. How about that? All right, so I'm stamping over towards the right, aiming for the center. I did pretty good. Not too bad. Okay, set those aside. I'm going to, I'm going to glue this one flat. And then here we go. Prime the seal. If you ever have trouble with your seal, it's quite often it needs to be primed a little bit there. Okay. Let's go with this. Let's put it about an inch up from the bottom. Okay. And notice it doesn't go all the way across. That's intentional. Because look at this gorgeous this gorgeous sheet of the Bloom Where You're Planted papers. And I think I should fussy cut a little plant for this one. Something kind of tropical. How about this one? I like that. So I realize this is going to be somewhat upside down for you guys. What I like to do is kind of cut around it, trim it out. That way I'm not spinning the entire large paper while I'm trying to maneuver my snips. So go ahead and cut out just the piece that you want, and that way you don't have to worry about accidentally cutting into another design or anything like that. Let's go right here along the bottom. So I'm not quite touching the design. My aim is to always have just a little bit of space between. Now there is a little handle on this basket here, so be careful not to trim that off. All right, so I could use, the Plentiful Plants does have these gorgeous stamped images, and you could stamp them and then use the die cuts. But I'm on this kick here lately with just the gorgeous designs already in the Designer Series paper. And as much as I'm not a total fan of fussy cutting, I find myself doing quite a bit of it lately. Because basically, let Stampin' Up! Do the work. They've already perfectly matched the colors and the tones and the shading and everything. Everything looks so nice. But I've always used a lot of Designer Series paper in my projects. That's something I've always enjoyed, which is probably why I have so much paper. But that being said, I do use it. So don't be afraid to, as we all know, as Kylie, my good friend Kylie says, don't be afraid to love it, chop it. If you love it, then use it. Put it on a pretty card, send it to someone, make their day. Send them a hug here with a fold in the middle. And these aren't too bad. Notice I didn't get down like in the nitty-gritty. If you wanted to, you could, but don't make it harder than it needs to be. Life is hard enough. We don't need to add to it. Okay, see, we've got this gorgeous plant. Beautiful. Just need a couple, and that didn't take too long. It really didn't. Let's see, dimensionals, I guess we'll go with 3. Top, middle, bottom there. Check this out. That perfectly frames in my, so I have to make sure that my leaves kind of stay within the card. So I'm going to put this over a little bit here. I'm going to frame in my sentiment. Yes, nitty gritty. I am old enough to use that phrase. Or maybe I'm not, but I had parents and grandparents that used it. So Wendy says she has also been fussy cutting penguins. Yeah, I did that this afternoon too. That was another, you guys will see that project on Monday. Yeah, simple, easy, love it. All right, so I do want to add one extra little thing to this one because we've got plants and we're tropical. Guess what? I'm sure there are bees. There's always bees or mosquitoes or something in the jungle or around tropical plants. So we will add one of these bumblebee trinkets. That'll add just a flash of gold. All right. Adhere right to your glue dot. They're not too big and bulky. They're nice and flat on the back side. So one little glue dot is perfect. And then how about that? We'll stick it right up here. The bee is in the jungle. Heading towards the plant. But it adds just a little pop. Just a little something there. Yes. So truly simple. Oh, thank you guys so much for watching. Yes. So again, these were the very simple. These are the Bloom Where You're Planted Designer Series paper cards. So we did add in part of that suite with the Plentiful Plants stamp set. But then we added in another one for sentiments, inspired thoughts here. So all we needed was, we had Just Jade cardstock, Evening Evergreen cardstock, the Bloom Where You're Planted designer paper, basic white cardstock, and then we added in a touch of ribbon, a bumblebee, and then your double oval punch. This one is great because it's 2-in-1. So I love that. I have the old style. Does anybody still have those whale tail punches from years ago where these were 2 separate punches? I can finally part with those now because we've got 2-in-1. Brilliant design. Love that. Yes, so quick and simple. I hope that you will also love and chop your paper. Again, if you would like to take advantage of that 15% off paper sale, that goes through the end of the month here. Be sure to use my host code. Thank you guys. I appreciate you sharing. Love your comments. Don't forget to like. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. I will put a list of the products used in the video description here in the after this, and really appreciate it. Philomena has some of those old punches too. Yeah, aren't the new ones great? Aren't the 2-in-1, the space-saving style? So much, such an improvement. Wendy, you have a great weekend too. Tony, it was good to have you on. Thank you, Janelle. Thanks, Marianne and Kim. Hi, Pam. Happy Friday. Thank you guys so much. Love ya. Be sure to check back. I will have a new project on my blog on Monday. And I will have lots of fun new videos for you next Tuesday and Friday as well. All right. Take care, everybody. Nice to catch you too. Alrighty. Bye-bye.